Benjamin Franklin, The Way to Wealth. In the book, The Way to Wealth, Benjamin Franklin shares timeless wisdom through the character of Father Abraham, an old man who discusses hard work, diligence, frugality, and the importance of time management with a crowd of people awaiting an auction. Father Abraham shares his thoughts on how to gain wealth through one's own industry and avoid unnecessary expenses that lead to poverty, as well as the consequences of indolence and extravagance. The book provides valuable insights into the secrets of living a successful life while maintaining a sense of humility, charity, and moral integrity.
Father Abraham's wise words. A crowd gathers for an auction and persuades Father Abraham to share his views on life. He warns them not to squander time and reveals that citizens levy heavier taxes on themselves with their behavior than the government does through taxes. He explains that idleness, pride, and folly each tax individuals twice, 3 times, and 4 times as much as any government can, and only death can release them from their toll. The price of idleness. Time is the most valuable asset, and wasting it is like squandering the limited days of our existence. The book reveals the depravities of idleness by comparing it to rust, which slowly erodes human health and reduces lifespan. The book also explains how diligence and industry are the keys to a successful life. By rising early, working hard, and having a calling, we can take control of our lives and achieve what we want. The author highlights that any time wasted is irrecoverable, and in the end, it's our industry or our idleness that determines our success in life. Diligent work ethics. Don't waste your time and procrastinate because hard work can alleviate every difficulty, whether it's spiritual or financial. In this world, you are always your own boss, therefore, you should feel shame when you are idle, even if you work for yourself. Stick to your tasks every day, and you will see great effects. Diligence and patience are important values that should guide you. Don't throw away an hour because you're not sure of a minute. Use time efficiently by doing something useful to attain that kind of leisure only a diligent worker can have. There are many who would want to live by their wits only, but they break for lack of stock. So, as the old saying goes, plow deep, while sluggards sleep, and you shall have corn to sell and keep. Steady attention and careful discernment. To prosper in life, one must work diligently with a steady, settled and careful approach while using discernment in trusting others. Running your own business is ideal as it gives you control, just like the plowman has over the mule. Neglecting your affairs can be catastrophic, as even the smallest lack of attention can lead to grave consequences. Therefore, it's essential to supervise your workers and trust no one too much. If you want someone to be faithful, serve yourself. But, don't forget any aspect of your work, as, for the want of a nail the shoe was lost, for the want of the shoe the horse was lost, and for want of a horse, the rider was lost. Want of care does more damage than want of knowledge. The Art of Frugality. The wealth acquired by earning money is not enough if one doesn't practice frugality. Spending on unnecessary things leads to bankruptcy. Benjamin Franklin's book, The Way to Wealth, emphasizes the significance of saving over acquiring wealth. Saving is harder than earning and requires avoiding spendings on expensive follies, which add up eventually. Vanity and the desire to keep up appearances often lead to foolish spending. Wasting money on luxuries only leads to debt and borrowing, which ruins one's honor. Franklin advises against purchasing goods that aren't necessities or conveniences. By avoiding unnecessary expenses, one can become wealthy and independent. Father Abraham also reminds us to be mindful of our spending and avoid purchasing things we don't need. The book emphasizes that discipline and frugality are necessary for enduring financial success. The dangers of debt. Learn the dangers of debt and the true value of money. Pride and credit are vices that rob you of your character and freedom. If you ever wanted to truly learn the worth of money, try borrowing some, because someone trying to borrow will only experience anguish. Pride can push you past any reasonable sense of expenditure, and if you acquire one lovely item, you will want 10 more. Fulfilling the desires that your first purchase will trigger is far more challenging than squelching the first urge to buy. It is important to keep to your station because dressing above your status only makes your peers envious and your betters think you are foolish. Fancy clothes are nothing good to be proud of, especially if they bring suffering to your family. Pride won't make you healthy or a better person. Going into debt means giving away your freedom, dignity, and power. The second vice is lying, but the first vice is running into debt. Although you may like the idea of buying now and paying over a 6-month span, during those 6 months and likely beyond, your creditor has true control of your life and affairs. If you cannot pay on time, you will become too embarrassed to see who you owe, and will sneak about making excuses and sacrificing your honor for pennies. If you are free, you should not be afraid or mortified to encounter any other individual. Being in debt robs you of your character and moral fiber. Fond pride of dress can be a curse. Before consider any fancy clothes, consider your purse. What if the government issued a law saying you could not dress like a gentleman or gentlewoman or eat a fine meal? You would argue strenuously that you should be able to wear what you please and dine as you like. Yet, when you put yourself in debt, you subject yourself to an identical tyranny. All authority over your life resides with your creditor, who can put you in prison for debt or sell you as a servant to earn back what you owe. You may think a debtor's contract is a bargain, and with all the time provided, there will be no issues paying. However, when you owe money, time moves faster than usual, and money accrues more slowly. Remember, too, that creditors have better memories than debtors. Creditors pay close attention to the calendar and are ever mindful of the date. You may hope that your creditors will forget the day your note comes due, but they never will. The term of your debt will inevitably feel and then prove to be much shorter than you would like it to be. Acquiring funds will always be difficult, but expense is perpetual, the only certainty you will face aside from death. It is easier to build 2 chimneys than to keep one fueled. You are far better off going to bed hungry than waking up owing anything to anyone. Get what you can, and hold on to what you get. Remember that for age and want, save while you may, as no morning sun lasts a whole day. Lessons from Father Abraham. Father Abraham shares words of wisdom with a crowd, telling them to base their doctrine on reason and wisdom. He advises them to be thrifty, practical, conscientious, and to seek the blessing of heaven with humility. He urges the crowd to act with modesty, be charitable and help the less fortunate. Father Abraham emphasizes that men are saved in the affairs of the world, not by faith, but by their want of it. He warns about experience being a dear school and that fools will learn in no other. The old man advises that wise counsel can be offered, but some cannot be counseled nor helped. He concludes by quoting that if reason is not heard, it will surely rap your knuckles. The crowd nods approvingly at his words, but as soon as he leaves, they do the opposite, bidding and spending recklessly. Richard Saunders, the author of Poor Richard's Almanack, is one of the people that heeds Father Abraham's wise words and decides thriftily to keep his old coat.
The Way to Wealth takes readers on a journey through the lessons of Father Abraham, emphasizing the virtues of diligence, frugality, and wise decision-making. Through these teachings, Franklin encourages readers to be industrious, avoid procrastination, and always maintain control of their own business. In addition to valuing hard work, he also stresses the importance of being careful with one's expenses and practicing wise frugality. Furthermore, the author highlights the value of self-sufficiency, the actionable use of reason and wisdom, and the need for charity and humility. Ultimately, the book serves as a timeless guide for achieving a prosperous life marked by financial independence, strong moral values, and the unwavering blessing of heaven.